Good morning. I am Dr. T. Muthupandian, working as a professor in the Department of Management Studies, PSN College of Engineering, Thindikkal. My topic of presentation today is theories of motivation. I structured my presentation in such a way that focusing mainly on the theories of motivation. Of course, the concepts and meaning of motivation will be covered, and some motivational techniques also will be discussed in this presentation. Let me begin with the definition of motivation. Motivation is a process which begins with a psychological or physiological or need or deficiency which triggers the behavior or a drive that is aimed at a goal or an incentive. Motivators that motivates the people to perform well. Motivation is nothing but a drive and the effort to satisfy a want or a goal. Definition number 2, motivation is a force which exists within a person that affects his direction, intensity of his voluntary behavior. It is simply an impulse that inspires some action. And the motivation can be thought of as a process. It begins with, as stated in the definition, it begins with the need and ends with the satisfaction. And it starts with the need, it leads to wants, and it leads to action, and finally the satisfaction. Of course, in between the wants and the action, there will be motivators. And normally, the motivated people will perform better than the not motivated people. Then let us classify the motivators. The motivation can be classified in so many ways. The first way of classifying is given here. It can be classified as primary motives, secondary motives, and general motives. Primary motives covers hunger, thirsty, clothing, sleep, material concern. Actually, these primary motives, they reduce the tension or stimulation. Then secondary motives includes curiosity, manipulation. They are learned motives. Then comes the general motives. General motives normally it is not falling in primary motive or in secondary motives. It of course pervasive. It is of course a pervasive one. It covers love, concern, and affection. They induce the stimulation. Unlike the primary motives they reduce stimulation, whereas the general motives they induce the stimulation. Next is achievement drive. Achievement drive is nothing but the desire to be successful in competitive situations. Then let us discuss about the various theories of motivations. I broadly classified the theories into 3 categories. First one is content theories, second process theories, and contemporary theories. Under content theories, we will be discussing about Maslow's need hierarchy theory, Hertzsprung two-factor theory, and Alderfer's ERG theory. First, let us discuss about the Maslow's needs hierarchy theory. This Maslow's needs hierarchy theory was proposed by Abraham Maslow, and this theory assumes that a strongest need determines the behavior of the person at that particular moment. So he actually identified the 5 needs, and they put all the needs in the form of hierarchy as shown in the picture. So the basic needs comes at the last. It can be called as basic needs or primary needs or physiological needs. Then comes the safety needs or the security needs. Next to that, social needs or love needs and belongingness needs. Then comes the esteem needs. It is of both esteem as well as the self-esteem as well as the esteem from others. And topmost need is nothing but the self-actualization needs. And these needs again can be classified into 2 categories. Up to this, say basic needs, safety needs, and social needs, that will come under the category of lower order needs, and the other 2 needs, esteem and self-actualization needs, will be termed as higher order needs. So, physiological needs is nothing but the food, cloth, shelter, and safety need is nothing but the security and protection from physical and emotional harm. Social needs is nothing but the love needs or affection needs and belongingness, and of course the friendship also. Esteem needs are nothing but the needs for both self-esteem, such as self-respect, autonomy and achievement, and external esteem, such as status, recognition and attention. Then comes the topmost need, self-actualization needs. Only few people will be able to achieve that self-actualization needs. So self-actualization need is basically achieving what you want to become. It includes growth, achieving one's potential. Potential means full potential. Then self-fulfillment. And as Abraham Maslow stated, once the satisfied need, once the particular need is satisfied, that particular need will not be motivating. Okay, the people will be looking for next higher order need for getting motivation. So this theory is also suffering from some criticisms. People used to criticize based on the multi-direction as well as the multi-dimensions of this hierarchy theory. This Maslow's hierarchy theory is called as hierarchy theory because all these 5 needs are arranged in the form of hierarchy. Next, we will discuss about the Hertzberg two-factor theory, and he, like Abraham Maslow identified the needs and categorized into 5 categories, whereas the Hertzberg classified the needs into 2 categories, and he put the name as hygienic factors and the motivators. In order to motivate an employee or a person, we need both hygiene factors as well as the motivators. The hygiene factors must be present, otherwise we cannot motivate the people. Then, but hygiene factor applicable in an organization. The manager can very well use it to motivate the employees. So here you can see that effort leads to performance, leads to rewards, and of course expectancy, instrumentality, valence plays, that leads to motivation. Then comes the performance. Performance, of course, it will be influenced by the ability of an employee as well as the traits of the employee, and he has to assume the role properly and the opportunities. So that's all about the content theories and process theories. Now let us discuss about the contemporary theories, and here we'll be discussing mainly about the equity theory. So the equity theory is proposed by Stacey Adam. Okay, so it is called as Adam's equity theory, and this equity theory is based on the comparison. The particular person will be comparing his output to input to the input of another person. That is what is shown here. This theory is basically based on the perception, 3 perception: the perception of the outcomes, perception of the inputs of a particular person. The outcome is nothing but the pay, etc. Input is nothing but his education, qualifications, experience, etc. Then the perception about the outcomes as well as the inputs of a reference persons. So here is the ratio, the outcome divided by input of a self, and he is comparing his outcome to the input with the outcomes and the inputs of another person. Okay, and sometimes the equity exists. Here in this case the equity is existing. That means his outcome to the input is equal to the outcome and input of another person. So if it is the case, then there is no tension, and he will continue to do the same thing with the same level of effort. Then the other possibility is that the outcome of a self to the input of a self may not be equal to outcome to input of another person. So here this equity theory plays an important role. Okay, this inequity explains about the motivations. Okay, once the inequity is there, then people will be try to restore to the equity. That is used to explain about the motivation. So here there are 3 possibilities. It can be, this ratio can be greater than that of the other ratio, or it can be less than that of the other ratio. You see, under reward or cheated, here the outcome to input of a self is less than that of outcome to the input of another person. So in order to restore the equity, this particular person will be increasing his outcomes, that is a question mark of course, but he will be decreasing his inputs. If this case, definitely this ratio can be brought into equality. Then comes the over rewarded. That particular person feels guilty because he is putting less effort, for that he is getting more salary or more rewards. So if it is the case, again that particular person is trying to restore the equity by decreasing his outcomes or increases his input. Then in both cases, whenever there is an inequity, the particular person is motivated and motivated to restore the equilibrium or equity. There are other options. So apart from these options, we will have the other options such as leaving the situation. He is not at all bothering about the situation. That means he is not at all comparing his performance with anybody else, and he will change his perception. He may be thinking that there is something wrong with his perception, so he will be changing his perception. Or the another option is he will change the reference persons. Instead of comparing X with Y, this particular person X will be comparing it with Z. So that's all about the content theories, process theories and contemporary theories. And of course other theories also developed by different people, and let us see the XY theory as well as the Maclaurin's theory. First we will discuss about the XY theory. This theory was proposed by Douglas McGregor, and he also categorized the people into two categories. One is X people, another one is Y people. The people falling under X category, they are all of negative. The people, such people will dislike their work. They wanted to be controlled by someone. They avoid a responsibility. But theory Y states that the people coming under Y category will be of opposite to the above. That means the people will like the work. They take the work as a play, and they will be very much interested in that particular work, and they will have their own self-control. They don't require anyone to monitor or control, and these people will seek the responsibility. Instead of avoiding, these people will seek the responsibility. So organizations require the people with of positive nature. That means people coming under the Y theory will be preferred by the organization. Next is Maclaurin's theory. So he also classified the needs into three categories. One is need for power, and it can be written like this, small n and POW. Then need for achievement, small n ACH, and the third one is need for affiliation. So small n followed by AFF. So these people, we have to identify the people. Some people will be looking for more power. If you provide them with such power, definitely such people will be motivated much. The people with achievement needs must be given the challenging job, and so that they will be performing better. The people looking for need for affiliation must be provided with the better relationship, then they will be doing better. And he proposed another important thing, achievement motivation. It is very much linked with the entrepreneurship, and these people will be very much looking for the challenging job, and they will set the high standard of excellence, and they will try hard to achieve it. And the achievement motivation can be very well found out using the technique called as TAT. TAT means thematic apperception test. In the test, the quality circle is extensively used in all the organizations, in almost all the organizations in India, for improving the quality of the products and reduce the problems. Wastages can be reduced, and it can be very much linked with the Kaizen also. Kaizen means small improvement, right? So if you do that, automatically small is better. No? We used to say that small is better, and Kaizen concept also can be used, and improvement can be made in a step-by-step process in Kaizen. And in the quality circle, the employees will be very much involving by themselves, and they discuss the problems by themselves, because they themselves are handling the problems, and they will be trying to identify the small problems, and they will be solving by themselves. Then next one for discussion is gain sharing. Okay, this is also again aimed at productivity improvement. Because of that, not only the organization is getting benefited, but also the individual reward is also improved. So here the productivity is nothing but, as you are aware that productivity is nothing but the ratio of output divided by input, keeping the time, quality, and etc. constant. The productivity of a product can be improved a lot. No, there is a lot of opportunities for improving the productivity if you give the chance for the employees. Okay, instead, if they form in groups, then productivity can be highly improved a lot. That is what is aimed at here. Then